Hello, YouTube family. Thank you so much once again for stopping by for another episode. Today, I am excited to bring to you Mondo's 1/6 scale Batman the Animated Series Two-Face. Woo woo! By the way, if you guys hear my son in the background, this man is taking over the world. So you hear him, just say, "What's up, Noah?" Boo, 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 boo. Anyways, back to Mr. Two-Face here, giving you guys a little background. Two-Face was formerly Gotham City's crusading district attorney. A celebrated and brilliant lawyer, Harvey Dent was feared by Gotham criminals and adored by the public. But Dent harbored a darker side, one that he successfully hid from the world until a chemical explosion forever scarred the left side of his body and his left side of his brain damaged. This traumatic incident brought Harvey's psychotic personality to the surface, and Gotham's district attorney became the notorious kingpin known as Two-Face, one of the most beloved criminals and recognized Batman villain. But that's enough. Let's check this man out now. Alright, so starting off at the tippy top of his head. Hair differentiation is amazing looking. Here you can see the line that splits and it is sculpted. If you rub your finger, you can feel that. You can see the back of his head there. He has that one little piece of hair sticking out there, and these on the side, and the rest sculpted in a flowy manner as we've seen in the cartoons. Looks amazing. We can see Mr. Dent's good side here, and it is sculpted eyebrows. Eyes look good, looks very accurate to what we've seen in the cartoons. Now when we come to this side over here, this is amazing artwork here. Literally, this dude jumped out from the cartoons onto our hands. You see those little balls there on the top and in the bottom there, as well here in the cheek and the other side of the cheek, or not the other side, but here on the cheek as well. See those two? He has that one there, and he has one on his neck there, which if you look at the source material, it is definitely accurate. He has his 3D eyebrows here sticking out. Probably see it there, little 3D eyebrows sticking out. He has the crazy yellow eyeball looking at you like the Grinch, and then he has a lip and all the teeth and all that good stuff just sticking out that you can feel nicely sculpt there. And then the cheek side here looks nice. Then down to the suit, this is all one piece. He has the sculpted buttons there and the sculpted collar, and then underneath there he has his dress shirt underneath. And this is a floaty piece. And then back here, just solid, you know, nice little suit. Nice little suit. You see the sculpted buttons there on the sleeves. And then the white side has the gray shading there running all throughout, and on the side here, and all the way down to his pants. Mine unfortunately came with a little bit of scuff marks there, and I think back here on his collar area as well. But looking at his hands, he has his fisted hands here. Nicely done. It's just a little fist. And then this side, it is blue, and he does have the little bubble marks there. I don't know what to call those, but it does have all that. Nice sculpted hands. And it is blue, and I like the fact that they gave him a blue ball peg here too. So see, this one is the skin color one, and then the blue over here. Then going down to his pants, it's just a solid suit. So mine's got a little bit of grease there, I guess, so he could not properly articulate. But you can see that the shell shading does go all the way down to his shiny little boots. And then here's the black side. Black side does not have any self shading. And that's the back of his pants. And that's the bottom of his shoes. For articulation, Two-Face can look all around. He can, but it kind of stops by the collar back here, as you can see. But if you raise it up and then you try, you can definitely get him to look everywhere. Just be careful because you don't want any paint rubs, but he can look up fairly good. I think that that's actually pretty good for the most part. Looks down about that much. And then his head does pivot, and you know, really good range for what it is. Really good. Arms are in that little ratchet joint, which I like. I just hope that with time, I hope it doesn't start to fall, but for the most part it does feel sturdy and strong. You can see here, you can do that pose, T-pose. And bringing it down, he does have a swivel there on the arm. It doesn't have a drop down though. You can make that bend a little bit more than 90 degrees. And then hands on the ball joint, so he goes all around, goes up and down. That's pretty good. He does go all around 360, and you can kind of, you know, a little tiny bit pivot him, a little tiny bit, not really, but you know. But yeah, you can't really do much there. For the legs, he could go out about that much. He can kick forward about that much before it starts to feel a little funky. Does have a little bit of a thigh swivel. Bends his knee about that much. And he does swivel at the knee here. Feet, and you go down and go up. Has some ankle rockers there. And of course it is a little bit hindered because of the pants, the mold of the pants. No toe hinge. For accessory, he does come with this head sculpt, which is his mouth a little bit more opened. You can see his eyebrows a little bit more angrier there. Well, not his eyebrow, but just the expression is a little bit more angrier. Hairdo is still the same. With the limited edition, you do get this head sculpt. What's interesting is that this head sculpt had the white eyebrows, but it is him when he first runs out of the room in the hospital, and his girlfriend, or I think it was, I forgot if it was his girlfriend or wife, but she comes out and then he's like, ah! And then she's like, oh my god, and she faints. But yeah, you get this right here. Nicely done. You could definitely feel this expression. And he also comes with this head sculpt, which is pretty nice. And this is a like a soft vinyl, not vinyl but plastic, little eye there. You see a little bit of the blue. I think that's pretty dope. Nice little touch. But yeah, little side like that, man. Pretty good. And here we get our answer to what's under the actual suit. This is pretty interesting. And the cool thing is that this is the actual straitjacket body. So because this is loose like this, it means you could definitely probably put this on other figures. Nice touch, Mondo. Nice touch. But yeah, looking at this first, it is very soft material. Nice cell shading there. You got the little folds going on there. Little folds everywhere. You see, have this little belt strap sculpted there. There's a back. Nicely done. I like it, Picasso. But yeah, and then back to this one. You can see the neck a little bit better, with the little tiny pimple there going on. It has the nice little swivel. The neck doesn't swivel, but here you can see that the body does go around, and you can lean forward and lean back a little bit, and then of course, you know, a little tiny bit side to side, you know, and then all you gotta do is just stuff it in there. Hopefully with time that does not kind of, you know, messes the paint up. But that's what it'll look like once you put the body in there. He's just there like, oh my god, you know what I mean? But yeah, look at that face. Yeah. And he comes with this. Looks very animated. Comes with his AK. It is all one color, solid gray. But it does have some scope. You can see it there. You can see all of that cool little stuff, and then there. So if you have any effects, you could probably just pop it there and you know what I mean? But yeah. And he also comes with 2 of these handguns, which are identical. Same scope they work, same paint work, same gray color as the AK. And does have a little tiny hole in the front, but yeah. Comes with a stack of dynamites here. Just kind of see there. And yeah. Comes with this lighter with some fire effects there. Nicely done. Same gray as all of the other accessories. And he comes with his quarter, which is tiny. Make sure you guys very careful because you can definitely lose this pretty quick. And hopefully you can see it a little bit, but it does have some scope there. It does says I can't zoom in anymore. Right there, it kinda says Liberty, and then looks like that's George Washington. And then the back, and you can see that it is scoped there with scratches. Two-Face also comes with a decent amount of hands. He has these relaxed hands, trigger finger hands. Comes with these pair of hands, which are to grab some, or he can put you can put the quarter in between there, or the lighter. And the must-have quarter flipping fingers or thumb accessory. It's pretty nice. I would definitely be careful with this, you know, but it's pretty decent. You can actually see that they kind of sculpted the side of the quarter there a little bit, you know. You can see it on both ends. And what's interesting is that if you look closely, I can't go much closer, but hopefully you can kind of see it. You can kind of see that it has the scratch marks on one side and then the regular quarter side. So they paid attention to everything. That's pretty dope that they included that. I don't know if you can really see it on the camera, but it is transparent, so you may see that it goes through, but you can kind of see that one side is the regular side and the other side is the scratched up side. So that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. And then of course the top, you do have the scratch side, and that goes for both hands. But yeah, that's pretty dope. And finally, he does comes with the base that all of the Batman animated figures from Mondo come with, which I love the fact that they included these, and it just comes with a regular stand that you just peg and place, and he has this type. I'm still trying to figure out which one I actually like of these little clamps, because you know, there's some figures that just need the one that actually like hooks up, that's like a U instead of these, because sometimes they'll just fall right over. So I kind of prefer the ones that are like a U, and I think that they all should come with that one, because at least like that it'll secure them from going forward. If anything, you know, these, any little movement can potentially cause them to fall forward, you know. But that just, you know, you could probably buy this separate, but that's just a little critique of mine. But yeah, here's a quick comparison with some of the Batman animated figures that I have. We have Batman, Two-Face, Joker, and Robin, which I do have a video on him, so make sure you guys check him out. I have not done these two, and I don't know, I probably will down the line. But yeah, But here's the comparison. So you see the shoulders on this side here. Joker is still bigger than everybody for the most part. So I don't know, maybe they're gonna redo Batman, give him some height, updated body, because he is very wobbly. He was one of their first releases, so you know, with time tend to do that. But here's the new Robin. As you can see, size comparison looks really good. These guys are bigger than Batman, but yeah. So what do you guys think? Let me know. What do you guys think in the comment section? That's a wrap up for my review for Mondo's 1/6 scale Batman the Animated Series Two-Face. Final thoughts. Figure is amazing, straight to the point. Jumped right out of the animated series right into our hands. Sculpt is beautiful. Everything works as it should be working. Everything is functional. He stands on his own. He looks amazing. In hand, he feels very durable right out of the box. I have not run him underwater or anything like that, so maybe his articulation is better than what I was able to show you guys. I don't know what, you know, anything that they could have done better, to be honest with you. I feel as though coming from, you know, from the Batman that they had and the Catwoman all the way to this figure, you see the improvements. With that being said, Bible verse of the day, I would like to read to you guys James 1 verses 6 through 8. It says, "But let him ask in faith with no doubting. For the one who doubts is like a wave of the sea that is driven and tossed by the wind. For that person must not suppose that he will receive anything from the Lord. He is a double-minded man, unstable in all his ways." Make sure you guys are not like Two-Face. Make sure you guys are not depending on anything else. You should be making your decisions based off of your relationship with God, and because it's the right thing to do. Just trust the good Lord, and Jesus be with y'all. With that being said, y'all, thank you so much for being here with me today. Hope y'all enjoyed these pictures at the end, and y'all be blessed. Peace out. Peace out.
You were my friend. You should have been able to help me. But you didn't.